I want to tell you an incredible story. It's a true story from over 100 years ago about how one person achieved something that seemed completely impossible. It's all about a kind of mental blueprint, a secret passport, if you will, that was used to get what looked like an unobtainable fortune. And it all centers around this number, $20,000. Now, you have to understand, in 1912, this was not just a nice chunk of change. This was an absolute fortune. We're talking the equivalent of millions of dollars today. It was the kind of money that could change your life forever, and it was the exact amount a woman named Genevieve Behrend needed. And this is what makes the story so wild. Genevieve wasn't some wealthy socialite or a savvy investor. She was a widow with literally nothing. No job, no savings, no assets to her name. From the outside looking in, there was absolutely no logical way she could ever get her hands on that kind of money. Her situation, it looked hopeless.
Which brings us to the big question, right? With every single thing stacked against her, how in the world did she get the money? She didn't win the lottery, she didn't get a surprise inheritance. The real answer is so much more fascinating than that.
But before we get to the solution, we have to talk about the pressure she was under. Because think about it. When you're trying to do something huge, something unbelievable, the biggest obstacle usually isn't the how. It's that giant wall of doubt you get from everyone around you.
And this is where it gets really tough. The people who were supposed to be in her corner, her friends, they didn't just stay quiet. They actively shut her down. They told her she was delusional, that she was living in a fantasy world for even thinking she could pull this off.
So you've got this incredible clash happening. On one hand, you have her external reality, which was bleak. No money, no plan, and a whole chorus of people telling her she was crazy. But on the other hand, her internal world, her mentality, was the complete opposite. It was a place of absolute certainty, a feeling that she was already prosperous, an unwavering belief that just couldn't be shaken.
So how did she protect that inner feeling against all that outside noise? Well, she used something we're calling the mental passport. This was her secret weapon. This was the key that let her just bypass that whole wall of doubt and travel straight to where she wanted to go. So what is this thing, really? A mental passport isn't just wishful thinking. Not at all. It's a state of mind that's stamped with a belief so total, so absolute, that your brain just accepts it as reality. It's kind of like having your visa approved and stamped for a country before you even book the flight. You've already been granted access in your mind long before it ever shows up in the real world.
So how did she actually do it? This wasn't some vague, fuzzy idea. It was a daily practice, a really clear two-part blueprint that she followed with incredible discipline. Let's break down the exact technique she used.
Okay, here's the blueprint. Part 1, the picture. Every single morning and every single night, she would vividly imagine herself counting out $20,000 in cash. She'd feel the crisp banknotes. She'd see the numbers. But the second step, this is the master key. Part 2, the person. She didn't just visualize having the money, she started to become the person who already had it. And that, right there, is the crucial difference.
And this, right here, is the most important piece of the whole puzzle. The secret wasn't just the mental movie she was playing. I mean, lots of people can visualize. The real magic was the total shift in her identity. See, our minds crave consistency. By starting to think, feel, and act like a woman who already possessed that $20,000, she created a powerful new self-image. And her brain had no choice but to start finding ways to make her outside world match her new inside world.
Okay, so that's a really cool story from 1912. But what's the point for us right here, right now? Well, the principles behind her mental passport are totally timeless. They offer a really powerful lesson for any big goal that we're trying to hit in our own lives today.
So what can we take away from this? First, you need clarity of vision. You've got to know exactly what you want, down to the last detail. Second, consistent practice. This mental work has to become a ritual, something you do no matter what. Third, and this is the big one, embody the feeling. You have to shift from that energy of wanting something to the energy of already having it. And finally, ignore external doubt. You have to be a bodyguard for your own mind and protect that inner conviction because the world will try to tell you it's not real. And that leaves us with one final thought, and it's really a question for you. Think about your own life for a second, your own ambitions. What's that one goal on the horizon that feels impossible? The one that could completely change everything if you decided right now to issue it a mental passport.